So more on the letting go to heal. First step is letting go of what doesn't work. Historically, in my clinical life, something that I haven't spoken about in a while, but I would see and observe, and it took me by obvious surprise that I wanted to dive in even further. The people I would be working with, usually injury laden, the ones that would just either regress from what they're even just basic expected progress, not their individual holy shit, look at this, but like, you should be at this point by now. I don't care who you are, this is just a general across the board. You should be suntan after being in the sun for months. Like that's a guarantee. That's not what I'm talking about. Like, oh my gosh, in 3 days you were able to. So basic progress, you would expect to see something. And they wouldn't, or they'd regress. And it was like, what is going on? And then when you probe a little further, you come to find out the ones that would regress or take forever on basic progression were doing the most stuff. They were trying to juggle the most therapies, the most treatments. They had the most gadgets. They had the most shit in their homes. They had the most people visiting specialists. They had a team of people. They were on stuff. They were doing tests. They had labs. They had supplement reorders. They had all this shit. And it was like, you would think, and this was like 20 years ago, you would think that the more would be better, just covering all bases. And then as I, 20 years ago, was trying to break it all down, it's like, wow, those things don't let the body actually heal because two reasons. One, why we need to let go of the treatments, let go of the gadgets, let go of the needing to fix something, let go of the things to immediately feel better, let go of the plans, let go of the programs, let go of the specialists, let go of the team of people, let go of your labels, let go of the names, let go of you remembering what your images look like, let you knowing any vocabulary of what labs are. You shouldn't know any of those words. You should know any of those words in the findings and impressions on imaging. You shouldn't know any of that. You gotta let it go. All of it. Twofold. One, all of those things are specifically designed to fix a body response in some way. Because everything they're set up to do is to correct this, correct this, correct this, correct this. But the corrections are going at the already correct symptoms. Because the body only heals. We gotta own that. You cannot get past anything and not owning that. 100,000% you have to own that. So now it's twofold. Not only are those treatments and all those things getting in the way, because from body work to supplements to adjustments to auras to chakras to meridians to tissues to scar tissue to biomechanic analysis and balancing and asymmetries and all those things. Everything they're saying that is wrong with you and needs to be fixed is exactly what's right with you. It's the body's healing response to how you're living. So they are going ahead and getting in the way of what your body's trying to speak to you and muting you. So now you have no way of hearing or understanding what the next move is. That's design. So of course you're not going to progress. Of course you would look like you regress. You're just forcing the body to have to continue to do the same thing it was doing before you'd met all those things and gotten into all those things and locked into all those things that we need to let go now. The second reason, psychologically, it's like, yeah, body only heals. I'm on board, TJ, let's go ahead. Let's remodel, let's redesign, let's do it all from scratch, all from the beginning. I'm washing out of everything. But I'm still going to hold on to that thing because psychologically, mentally, just by you participating, but it's a friend of mine. My body worker is my friend. Or my friend gives me my supplements, or my friend does these tests on me. We have all these friends. Okay? But just by keeping that there and allowing that in means you don't get it. Body knows you don't get it. It will keep coming back in. So now you have the battle between you and you. And you are going to win that and you are going to lose that. That makes sense. So twofold why we got to let that stuff go. In addition to the labels, in addition to the holding on, like, well, this is my pattern in relationships. What are you talking about? If you know it, change it. Is it easy? No. Is it short term? No. So, like, this is my pattern. Holding onto that pattern and then just staying in it and being like, yep, this is it. This is my pattern. This is what I got. This is what you're dealing with. Even just putting a name to a pattern like that, or
there's a 7-minute slowdown in 5 miles. You are still on the
or allowing somebody within that to use that as an excuse, and then you are going to go ahead and, well, they're that pattern, and I'm going to meet them where they're at, and I'm going to stay in this for. We got to let that person go. This other person has to let those patterns go. At some point, we got to let all those treatments go. You got to let all those therapies go. So when I discovered at 20-something years ago to look into why weren't people progressing and why were they taking longer? Why did we have to do more to offset? Oh my gosh, they're doing so many things, and it was the people that were doing all the things. They didn't improve. And now we know why. And that was mind-blowing to me because I thought, just like everybody else, that the more would be better. I even participated in that as a pro athlete, a competitive athlete. Should we do more? And you just never progress. And now it's even so beyond any level of anything that was 20 years ago because we've got more stuff. We've got more names to put the things, and when you create more names, you got more fixes to put the things, you got more scientific breakthroughs, which don't help humanity. They just bring in more that you can sell. And I'm not talking about medications and pharma, so leave that. That's like a no shit. I'm talking about herbs, supplements, the holistic world, the natural world, the functional world, the integrative world. Like, just as bad, if not worse, because the cloak that they're wearing, the costume that they're wearing, they're selling the same story. So when we say you gotta let it go, you have to let it all go. And how do we know? Because we don't know moving forward. It's scary. God, I don't want to let go of that. Part of it was your life raft, right? For so long, and you identified with these treatments for so long. You've identified with these friends and these businesses and these professions, these labels and these labs and these tests and these things. These are who I am. People love to talk about themselves, and then like the first 3 sentences of describing themselves, who they are regarding symptoms. But moving forward, letting go is going to be the confidence of going into the unknown is owning your body is healing. It already knows what's coming. What do you know right now? Just like what can we look at right now and know for certain? I went to the bathroom this morning. I know for certain my body turned food into waste and took in some nutrients and took in some things. I knew I dreamed. I knew I woke up and went to the bathroom. I knew I woke up and had my morning scenario that went on. I heard birds. I smelled my fruit trees. Oh my gosh. All right. Are you salivating? Are you seeing things? Did you have a moment when I was turning on a song while I was filling up with gas to go do a day hike and a couple of other fun activities I'm going to do tonight? Yeah, those feelings. Yeah. So there are things that are present here right now. I clipped my toenails. Holy shit, your toenails are growing? Yeah. So there's proof all over the place as we go into the unknown. There's tons of known. And that's why we have to pour ourselves into what we have here already, and that builds the confidence going into the unknown, because we don't know the future, but we can sure as shit know what's going on right now to go ahead and put ourselves in a position to be able to take on whatever the future holds. But that's the confidence in letting go, cutting the cord on your life raft, getting rid of washing out of all of it, letting go of all that, but through observation, a little bit of common sense, and massive, massive deep dive critical analysis, you see that the people who did the most stuff never really healed. It finished healing. It just took forever until they washed out. More on that later. Have a good Memorial Day weekend, everybody.